The DLC for Civ 7 has just dropped, and with it, a new civilization. Today, we're on Assyria again, but this time we're going to treat the deity AI with a little bit more respect. I'm going to go ahead and save this game. If you'd like to play along, I'll leave a link to the Discord down below where you can grab this save file and play along because we've got a pretty good spawn here. Now, we're playing as Xerxes, King of King, and today we're playing with Assyria, and they've got such a beautiful synergy. So first and foremost, when you gain a technology, when you capture a settlement for the first time, Xerxes, King of Kings, gets 100 culture and 100 gold per age when you capture a settlement for the first time. So there's some really nice synergy here, not to mention the fact that you also get combat strength for attacking, extra settlement limit, and that's going to stack really well with our goals today. So let's get into it and start ourselves off nice and strong. I'm thinking with regard to our starting location, probably makes the most sense to go onto this tile here. We just want to get access to all of these lovely little spots in here. So I think that's going to make the most sense. We'll move away from this flat land. So let us begin. And we've got these absolutely huge, these huge yield icons. I still don't know how to fix them. If you know how to fix them, leave a comment and hopefully we'll get them fixed up for the next video. All right, so we're going to start off with, we've got desert here, plains to the south. So I think that means we want to move down towards the south. So we'll go ahead and do that. We can spot out, we've got camels down here, which is lovely. And we do have enough for rough. So because of that, we'll move into pottery. And we'll grab another scout. We'll grab maybe another 2 scouts. With regard to mementos for today, we're playing with Corona Civica and Silk Utaria. I don't know if they fixed up Corona Civica, but I figured even if they have, it's still pretty damn strong. So we're happy to play with it. We're going to have so many settlements in this game. So we're just going to start off straight away, going straight into limestone, and we'll come up over into the tin. But you can see that these are going to be really nice tiles for us. And of course, we are playing the Production Kings, Assyria. The Production Kings in my mind because of their unique bonuses. So the primary thing with their unique bonuses is the fact that they've got the Citadel as well as the unique quarter where they get 2 production for each great work in the settlement. So you can get a ridiculous amount of production. Okay, so we would have not gone for this horseman anyway, so that's absolutely fine to miss out on, and we'll instead go up and take the 10. So we are off to a good start here, up to 13 production. We're going to be producing quite a lot in this early game. You can see we're only 3 turning scouts, which is lovely to see. So let's start with a little bit of a ring. We're going to do rings around, and we'll move up towards this top side. We could have got culture in 4 turns, but of course we don't have the gold, so that's not a problem. And we've found another continent, which doesn't really matter. Now, with regard to the game size here, we are playing with the most players possible. That's what we're playing with at the moment. Redwood Forest. Redwood Forest. Hello. Oh my God, what a beautiful spawn for Redwood Forest. That is incredible. Is there any fresh water up here? It doesn't look like there is. 1 tile. Beautiful. So with Redwood Forest, you want forests nearby because of the bonus that it gives. 1 culture, 1 science for vegetated terrain. So that is going to be amazing. So we'll take that. We'll look to try and find a location to settle. That's going to be a very high priority early. Now, we could also potentially look to get a granary in. There's nothing really that makes me float, or that floats my boat with regard to a granary here. Not huge value. Maybe we can go for a warrior instead and start to mix things up a little bit. Let's move down onto this tile. What was I going to say? I felt like I was going to say something important, but I've forgotten it. So that's disappointing. Oh, here we go. 1 population to the nearest settlement or 20 food. How much is a population at the moment? 60 food. That's pretty decent. That's pretty decent. We can do that. It's only 1 culture. Let's do that. So we'll lose the culture, but it's worth it. We pick it up. And here, we can look to try and take this. I think we want to take this early on, and we can just build over the top of it. That shouldn't be too difficult. And we'll pop that citizen out eventually. With regard to game settings. So we're playing on the biggest map possible. So this is a huge. And that is the one with 12 players. So there's going to be 12 AI on this map. So I don't think we're going to be getting many wonders. We'll try for Petra, of course. And it's on deity, standard speed, all that good stuff. So it's going to be a pretty busy game, I suspect. So we'll move this guy. Where does this guy go? Maybe he comes up over here. That's probably the only spot that we're not really covering. And let's now go ahead and we'll move up towards here. We found a scientific city-state, hostile. And we got ourselves... I think we're in a pretty good spot here. We can put this production in gold through. I think this makes the most sense just for the moment. We're not going to be spending it this turn. We'll spend it next turn, though, because we will have our brickyard. And we've got ourselves... This is always exciting, isn't it? Another scientific city-state. We're getting a little bit crazy. Culture versus gold and happiness. The culture is really nice, actually. even though the gold and the happiness also goes a long way, I think we're just going to take the gold and the happiness. I think early stages, we want to try and get towards our celebration as quickly as we possibly can. Okay, next up, we're going to go straight down into masonry. And from there, yeah, I think we'll go masonry, and then we could even look to come into the wheel nice and early. We don't have to go into writing, but it is an option for us. Now, with regard to Petra, this is a bit of an interesting question. Where are we going to put this citizen here? Because ideally, we want to go into the limestone. So maybe we look to finish things. Okay, let's think a bit about base building and how we're going to build this. Because we can go for like a monument. Actually, monument can come in here. Monument and villa. And then our brickyard, I think we probably want to just put it down over on this tile. Is going to make the most sense. Because if we do it on this tile, we're going to kick the citizen out. But then we can't put the citizen anywhere. I mean, technically, it's only going to be 2 turns until the brickyard's finished. So maybe we just kick the citizen out. And then we'll put them over on this tile once we get the chance. I think that's the play. Because it'll be like 2 turns. Alright, we've got more. We'll be able to come out and grab. The storm is moving over the top of this, so we want to try and settle this as quickly as we possibly can. We might even have to take out Yamatai. So we'll keep that in mind. And up towards these northern parts, I think we should be able to do another scout here. One other thing to note is that it feels like, because there's more players, obviously the map is bigger, and we're doing Pangea map. We only ever do Pangea maps, by the way. Let's go ahead and grab our limestone here. Gosh, look at this capital already. This capital's looking crazy. 19 production already. Not too bad at turn 13. But yeah, one of the things that I've noticed is that when you've got more players in the maps obviously are larger, but I think the way to say it is like they're disproportionately larger. Like you've got a lot of space, typically. Influence or science and production. Science and production would be nice, but we've already got quite high production. We don't really need science. So we'll take the influence here, and we could look to befriend somebody. We've also met down here a cultural city-state. Maybe we should keep it in the bank just so that we can befriend somebody early. Maybe another leader. And speaking of another leader, we know that there's another leader out here. We could go and meet them right now. Let's go see who we've got. Nope, we didn't spot them. We did not spot them, and we'll take the culture. Thank you very much. And we'll chuck in our extra culture. Always going for that extra culture. And we've met somebody. Who have we got? We got Frederick, our very first meet of the day. So we're not going to spend the influence on him, but we could ask for open markets here. It might be a smart call to go for open markets here, but we don't know what his circumstances are. I think we could also look to go into to befriend city-states. But none of these really, none of them are calling to me. You know, we don't really have any eco city-states yet. So I think we just leave it. We'll play it pretty safe, pretty standard. Now, one thing to note, we do want to go for Petra, right? And to get to Petra, obviously, we need to research our code of laws. The other problem that you've got is that with Assyria, you really want to go into these unique techs, at least early on. Like, you want to get the Citadel out, just because of how good it is. The sooner you get this as well, the sooner you can start going to war, because when you capture a settlement for the first time, you will get a codex, and then the codex is going to give you production, it'll give you all that good stuff. So there's definitely a part of me that thinks maybe it's appropriate for us to go into the Bertutu, but I think the truth is we're probably going to have enough production, at least initially, where we're not going to have to worry about it. So let's instead, we'll go into discipline first, and then we'll come, actually, we'll go mysticism first, and then we'll go into discipline. And the reason why is just because we kind of want to get our altar online. We want to get that extra production coming through. It's going to be quite nice. And we've met Amina over here. Let's go ahead and say g'day to her. Hopefully she's got something nice for us today. Maybe a little bit of gold. And here we go. This is great. So we'll take this extra 6 culture early on. Absolutely lovely. Always welcome. It's going to build that friendship as well. But we will eventually be going to war with our neighbors. So I think the game plan when you're playing as Assyria is that you... Oh, hello. I think the game plan is that you want to start out by just building up. And then once you get your cav online, I think that's when you want to start fighting. So Xerxes is going to do very well with that. So I'm confident we can see ourselves quite a strong antiquity here. What have we got? We'll definitely take the extra gold per turn. Thank you very much. And we'll race up and grab these. So we've got Ada to the north, somebody out to the west, Frederick, and then we've got out towards the east, Amina. So our first settle is definitely going to be here. The problem is we don't actually know where we're settling here, so we need to find that. And the trouble is, well, I mean, there's really only one spot that we can settle. It's literally this tile right here. You can't really settle anywhere else. I don't think you want to justify settling off fresh water. We're sitting at a 5 settlement limit as the starting point, which is always really nice. That classic Corona Civica combo. What else have we got in the way of settles? We've got gypsum, camel. This is incredible. We will come down here. Nice little spot. And let's see what we can find. I just saw terrain that had been hit by a flood or something. And we can see that's Ada up there. So we definitely want to be settling up here. There's another good little settle in here. Lots of resources. A nice spot that we can find. So maybe... Oh, where do we go? Like here-ish? I think that's probably the right call. And then go back. Unfortunately, my map pins aren't working. I don't know why my map pins aren't working. I did update my my mods, but maybe the mods just aren't being updated. I can understand that. And we'll give him open borders as well. Do we want to see if we can get a trade off with one of these AIs? Maybe just go for open markets here. Okay, she'll take it. We'll come in here. There's another gypsum. So we'll be looking to grab that as well. Oh my gosh, this just gets better. That is a beautiful little spawn. Let's try and come through. We can sail down here. You can see that... Oh, lovely. We can take 75 damage. Is it worth taking the damage here? For 100 gold? 100 gold's quite a lot of gold. The happiness also really helps us here, and it gets us very close to our celebration. I don't think it's worth it. I think we really want to try and keep our scouts, and that's going to put our scout out of action for quite a while. So let's pop that. A little bit of a weird thing going on here, but there's probably a settlement in here. We've got the cotton and the gypsum. Let's move. Oh my gosh, have a look at that. There's really not much in here, is there? I think a better settle would have been like over here, but you're off fresh water, and I think you really want to try and prioritize fresh water. Let's come up. Is that her capital? That is her capital. So her cap is up here. So we're not that close to her. But this is probably going to upset her, though, when we do this. We'll bring our warrior back, because we might actually think about going to war, because this is going to upset Yamatai. So let's go ahead. We'll settle. They've already got units in the area. So let's aim to get up here. We can always purchase a slinger if needed. Where's our second settlement? Well, we know our second settlement probably should be over here. I'm thinking this is going to be the spot here. It's also recommending in this location. I mean, we could go for something a little bit less aggressive. If we go here... So we could go on this tile. It doesn't deny any tiles from the city, the main capital. It's much more defensible. We get this. I think that's probably the play there. Even though we do have the Kaelin, and we really want the Kaelin because we've got the rice here. Yeah, do we just go? I think we just go. We'll be aggressive. We'll be aggressive. It'll be a little bit closer to her. It might even upset her potentially. Oh, we went the wrong way. But we did find a city-state. Got to make sure. Okay, yeah. I was going to say, I got to make sure that we didn't send that in the wrong direction. And our first growth. Boom. Okay, so once again, we're going to keep training out those settlers. We want to get as many settlers as we can out as soon as we possibly can, because each town that we have is going to be converting its hammers into gold. So that's going to be pushing up our gold. So out here, as an example, we could be looking to purchase those units. We could get the scout out to potentially bait this away as well, but he's going to slam. Oh, that's a lot of damage. Let's see if we can get the scout back over here to potentially distract. There's the culture. We'll slot in tool making. That's definitely going to take too long. We could now purchase the slinger. So let's just do that. I think it's just better to play it safe in a situation like this. Like, you don't want to lose it. And the truth is, like, look how much damage. We would definitely lose it otherwise. So, Scout, you can head back on your way. And we've met a new civilization. Jose Rizal, the Rizla, in the flesh. Good to see you, Mr. Rizal. Hope you're doing well. It's a bit of a storm at the moment in the Philippines, so I'm sure he's okay. Rizal province is a little bit, it's a little bit higher. So we'll go for stone circles here. And we'll look to drop an altar down immediately. And we'll put it down next to the city center so that we get the bonuses. That's going to be an incredible altar, and we actually grow next turn. So from here, we'll now go into discipline. And we could improve the relationship with Tiwanaku. But the truth is, even if we do that, we're still going to have to befriend them and spend... I accidentally clicked it, didn't I? I mean, they were already friendly with us. Do it. That was a misclick. That was a misclick. I did not want to do that. So, unless we find another one that allows us to befriend it, I don't think we can really do much. Scout's running into a few issues out here. We are surrounded by city-states, which is a good thing to be surrounded by. Like, you'd rather be surrounded by city-states than people. But then eventually you want to be surrounded by people, depending on what you're doing. Okay, so we're going to opt to take the clay pit. So let's go ahead and grab that. And once again, we'll definitely say thank you for the culture. The sooner we can get the culture, the better, because that gets us faster to Petra. And that's going to be our goal, because we are looking to become production powerhouses. There's Amina. How many cities does she have? She's got 1 out of 3. So that's the capital right here. So we'll see if we can spot that central building out. This did get taken in the end. All right. Let's continue moving up. There's some really good tiles in here that we can take as well. And she's just settled Lullybella. And let's finish that off. That's actually a really good settle. On top of that, this is really nice to trade with. We'll be picking up all of these resources that undoubtedly she will be looking to gather up. So that's very nice. We'll go ahead and grab our second. I think we want to clear Yamatai, the city-state. So maybe we can look to head up here once we've got our commander. Oof, that was a bad decision. I don't know why we did that. That was not the right call. Let's move down over towards this side. That could be the right call. We want to make sure that we can reach everything. You could probably even argue for this position here. A little bit further away from the camels, but you go through the iron, which is definitely the right call. Let's see what we can spot. Oh, these guys again. Maybe we just go... Maybe we just play it a little bit more defensively. Is this the settle that we're going to take? Hold on, let me double check. I think this one here. Yeah, this one. And I think we probably need to think about getting out some more slingers. Oh, he lived. The boy who lived. We got Harry Potter over here doing our scouting for us. Thank you, Ada. We've got lots of influence here. All right, we're going to drop this down. It's going to upset Troy, so we'll probably take out Troy as well. I wonder if that upsets Ada. Let's take a look and see. Excuse me. No, it didn't. Okay, so she's still pretty far away, which is great. And indeed, we need another slinger out there, and we can't get it now, so we're just going to have to purchase. It's really sad having to purchase, but it's one of those things where I haven't played well enough, recently enough, and because of that, it's like I'm just making these small little mistakes, just going 100% settler, instead of going, you know, one settler, one slinger, one settler, one slinger. What is that? Capital. Have a look at that capital, by the way. That is, good luck taking that. That is going to be a hard one to take. Look, we'll try and take Lullybella, but I don't know if we're going to be able to take the capital. District defenses have been destroyed over here. Let's hit that slinger, and we'll hit this one as well. And this guy's going to have to come back to heal up. And we've met Confucius. Hello, Confucius. One of the things I like about having lots of different leaders in the game is it's more people that you can trade with and more people that you can do agreements with. And I think already, like, we've done a pretty decent job of finding oh, he's over here. Finding everybody. We've got some room here, that is for sure. Okay, so she's just come out and hit this. Let's see if we can go around the top. Maybe we can see how nestled in the valley she truly is. All right, let's keep an eye out over here towards this top side. We've got the warrior that's going to be backing us up shortly. Let's bring him in. And this is all good. We've got open borders here. You can see that there is quite a lot going on out here. So Slinger, you can just hold position for the moment. And we've got another. I'm kind of tempted to take this at the moment. We're not going to be befriending any city-states, I don't think. Maybe Tiwanaku is about the closest you could get to a befriending. So I think we'll just go ahead and we'll just take this. Like, we've got a lot of towns. This is going to give us... We've got 3 towns already. That's going to give us quite a bit of growth. So we'll take that. We'll grab the gypsum. Let's send that back to the capital. We're sitting at 24 on the capital, which is lovely. It's about to go up even more. And keep in mind, we do have, hopefully, Petra coming online very soon, which will just mean that we can just print everything. Is that the capital right there? No, he's 3 out of 3, so that might not be the capital. He's just grown as well. All right, defenses have been destroyed. We should be fine on the next one. That slinger's okay. We might bring this slinger down. Though we do want to attack this city-state. And we probably want to attack Troy as well. I mean, we could leave Troy. I don't mind it. Maybe we... Actually, we're going to... If we're befriending anybody, we're befriending these guys. Let's head up over here. Okay. Do we dare go to the culture? I mean, we're probably not going to be using it. But we might as well. It's an extra little bit of growth. All right, let's grab our settler. We'll throw the culture in. And from here, I think we want to come out over towards this angle. Keep in mind, we've got quite a lot of settles that we can actually do here. And there is our commander. So I think we just want to head out to Yamatai. Let's get out there. We should be able to just take it out with the single slinger for the moment. But let's bring out the second one, just in case. And we'll take... Definitely we'll take the +3. We'll grab this as well. You can see that we've managed to secure most of this. She came out very aggressively here. But we got all the important forests. There's one that we missed out on, but we wouldn't have gotten that anyway. Now we'll go into Code of Laws. Okay, so production is looking very, very healthy in here. Keep in mind, these are plains tiles. Oh, these are only plains tiles. This isn't going to be nearly as juicy as I thought it was going to be. I was hoping these are desert tiles, but I guess they're not. That's fine. That's fine. We can work with it. Petra's a long-term approach. What is that capital, by the way? Good luck ever taking that. How do you take that? You've got to bring siege to take that. You're not taking that with cav. There is no way. That is disgusting. That is so defensive. All right, so we've got some pretty well-growing towns out here, as you can see. We've done well. We're now touching borders up towards the north, and we'll be able to take these. And one of the techniques that I want to use in this game is, I don't know what I'd call it, but I would say the way I would describe it is you're switching towns. So essentially, think of it like you go and capture 3 towns from Amina, and then you piece her out, and then at the same time you declare war on Ada. Is it Ada or Ava? I tell you what, they misspelt it once, and I've just always forgotten. Like, let me give you an example. We moved into a new house like 2.5 years ago, right? And on the first day, my wife moved all of the kitchen utensils, like the knives and the forks, into this one drawer. And then the second day, she's like, "No, I'm going to change it. I'm going to put it over onto this drawer instead." And so anyway, it's been 2.5 years, and the utensils have been in that second drawer, but my brain just locked in that they were in the first drawer. And still to this day, I will go to that drawer to get the utensils. It's just like, I don't know, man. I don't know. It's just one of the ways that the brain works when it comes to that kind of thing. It just locks it in, and then good luck ever getting it out of there. All right, we'll move down towards the south. Oh, actually, that slinger was not meant to be going down here. This slinger was meant to be up here, because we're going to take this out. My bad. Oh, gosh. I thought it was a different slinger for some reason. We'll see what we can find. And we've got ourselves more influence, or more gold. I think the gold probably makes more sense, just because we've had to purchase quite a few units, and we do want to get our first city online. It is turn 31 already. We can probably look to grow quite a bit more. Where's our first city going to be? I think we probably want to turn this into our first city. Maybe, actually, maybe this is probably a better candidate. We'll keep an eye on it. We'll wait and see. Okay, so we're sitting at 4 out of 5. This will be our 5th one that's coming through here. So our best settle is probably that right there. So we'll get you out and about. We've still got other settles that we can definitely go for. There's probably a blocker in here that we could do. And there might be something in here, so we'll have to go and explore that out. Let's try and bring this down. Does it? Oh, yeah, it knows. There's a cliff right there, so we can't get through. So we'll have to go around. We could also just bring the scout up as well. So let's go ahead and do that. Okay. What have we got with regard to options? So settler. Like the next settler that we could have would be over here. So we get +1 settlement. We also get +1 at irrigation. And irrigation comes in 10 turns because we don't have to go riding straight away. We're already doing quite well on the science, and we will definitely go big on the science. So I think we can go into irrigation. So even right now, I think a settler is fine. Let's go ahead. We'll grab another settler. We could probably grab another 2 settlers right now and just do them back to back. All right, let's hold this guy for the moment. Bring you down. Bring this slinger back up. Gosh, my mistake with that slinger. Dude, look how big this map is. This is incredible. I love it. I love this. This is exactly how it should be. And we're in the middle of the continent as well, which is very nice. I love being in the middle of the continent. We can't get slammed here. So let's... Where are we settling again? We're settling on that specific tile. Yikes. All right, we're just going to fortify in this position. There's a cotton. That's always a good sign. So irrigation, 9 turns. Slinger coming up. So I think we want to... Because we can hit from there. So let's go like this. The trouble is that this slinger might attack our slinger. We've got 61 health. We should be able to survive this. Worst case scenario, we just pop into here in the next turn. Wonderful. Best case scenario, they just do that. We will absolutely take that. That is beautiful. We love that. Those are high value rolls there. Well, I think we've got a pretty decent setup so far in this game. Fortifications are now complete. Looks like this guy's just doing a bit of a run around here. Let's see if we can spot the cap. There's the capital. Of course, it's growing well. It's playing as the Han. Of course he is. Okay, we got the slam on the river into the fortification. Looks good. Gonna have to fall back from here. We could try and make a run through, but we're on the floodplains. On the river. Not worth it. By the way, have a look what we got going on here. Just look at this. 31 production. Absolutely amazing. Not a whole lot of buildings in here. So we'll grab another settler after this. And in 8 turns, we need to prepare for Petra. By the way, speaking of Petra, 10% production towards wonders placed in tropical plains and desert. Don't mind if I do. Have a look at that tile. Is that not the most incredible tile you've ever seen? God, that looks good. That is a crazy amount of yields for elephants. And we'll just take the gold. So for the moment, like, we're doing pretty well with our expansions. With our culture and our science, we're a little bit behind Confucius on his science, a little bit behind Ada as well, but these leaders are leaders you'd expect to be behind. And then look at Jose. I mean, he's on... The reason why Jose Rizal is such a baller is because he always gets the mayor. And it's just like, it's a synergy that just works so damn well. All right, we'll do that. We'll heal this guy up. And then we can go and do some killing. Do we don't need to heal him up right now. I think that's fine. Or we can heal him one more. Yeah, okay, we got it. Okay, no explosion, please, Mr. Volcano. We'll heal that. So for us to get around this or get through this, we'd need to ask for open borders. So we can do that. Ooh, okay, interesting. I didn't think that was going to happen. So I guess you can just go back up this way. Let's befriend these guys as well. Oi. That was not cool. That's okay. We'll put them on top of each other. Should be fine. Lovely. We'll continue growing here. You can see we're growing another 6 turns, so we're growing very quickly. Down here, we're growing in 2. And we've got an announcement, our first announcement. This is actually going to be beautifully timed as well, because we've gotten all of our settlements that are like down. We've got another city-state over here that we want to try and go grab as well. So all of our key settlements are down at this point. So we're able to just like bide our time, and then we're just going to be able to do an absolutely massive attack to the north. She's got 3 settlements as well, so we'll be able to take 1, 2, and then hopefully she can get another one in somewhere over here, and we can take that as well. So we'll definitely be looking to take names in this game. All right, next settlement, probably down here towards the south. We actually don't know what's down here. There could be like a natural wonder right here. There could be like Valley of Flowers right here, and we just never knew. All right, let's go on and jump in our racing car. Get ourselves over here. We'll come in on the back. Oh, my lord. Beautiful tile. And we did see the enemy moving. So let's jump over onto that tile. We've got the gypsum that's ready to come back. We don't have camels yet, but we will have camels very soon. There they are, coming right in, right on time. Beautiful work, Camel. Love your stuff. 31 production. 31 production. 5 turns. We're getting denounced from Amina as well. Now, keep in mind, we're in the desert. She's in the desert. We're all in the desert. So there's going to be some war. There's going to be some war. We need to prep for war. So we've got one more settler coming in. Hold on. So this one's going to be 5. This one's going to be 6. Hold on. Let's cancel that settler. Because that pushes us to 5. No, actually, no, we can do that. We can do that. Because we have irrigation, and then we have the unique technology. Or unique civic coming through. So that should be fine. And that'll be like a really good base for us just to hold. We still can't see in here. I think he's going to move in on that as well. We'll heal there. And let's deploy. And we can't deploy onto this tile? Oh, because it's up a cliff. We can deploy there. And let's have another look. We want to try and get a look at the lands, see what they've got. Oh my lord, look at that. Gosh, no wonder these yields are getting crazy. What have you got? Oh, limestone. That's not terrible. That's a decent settle. We can take that. So where's the best spot? Like somewhere down here. Once again, though, we're like bordering a city-state that may potentially not like us. Hamiko, we've just met. Oh, that's a war deck. No, that's an open borders. Never mind. I got a little bit excited. All right, so we're going to double up. We've also now got the ability to grab assault, so we'll do that. Gives us the ability to pop in and out. Hi, Hamiko. Which Hamiko is this? I think this is the science Hamiko? Can we double check? No, it's the culture Hamiko. All right, let's move you back. And we'll grab this city. That pushes us to 5 out of 5. Gypsum now also going to go over to the capital now sitting at 33 production. 6 turns until Petra. We're happy little campers. Oh, that's the war deck. Is it Amina? It's Amina. Okay. So does that mean I think we want to fall back here? Let's hurry up and pick the culture. Oh, did we pick the culture? Oh, we picked the culture. We should have picked the wonders. That's okay. And 1 and 2. And then move this in here. Perfect. Extra bit of happiness, not important. We'll instead grab that. And let's go ahead and we'll heal up over here. Put you in. Though there's definitely an argument to bring that across. I am a little bit scared with putting this down here so far away from everything. Oh, yeah, this is not going to end well, is it? So we're 6 out of 5. We probably went a little bit too fast for that. We can't grow to where we want to. We could do rubies. We'll grow here for now. That's fine. Let's move you out. So we've got war at turn 39, which I don't have a huge problem with. She's... What was it? She obviously denounced us. Was there anything else? Borders touching, settled too close to another civ. Nothing too crazy. She is friendly with Ada, which means there could be a war deck that comes in from her. So we'll just have to keep an eye out on that. So with regard to cities, I definitely like the prospect of this. We could also do a Mundo Perdido down here as a potential option. This naturally calls out to me as a potential city, but the other thing is this is growing really quickly, right? Like, there's a huge amount of growth that's in here. You don't really want to hit that just yet. I think you want to go a little bit later. So let's convert this over. Hold on. How long do we have? 9 turns. Yeah, it's going to be a while. So let's convert this. And we'll do Brickyard. I think we go Brickyard, Saw Pit. So we've got +2 here. We don't have... Or actually, Culture up here. Yeah, okay. So we'll go up. So let's go Brickyard, and then we'll do Saw Pit, and then we'll do Monument. I think that works. Lovely. All right. Hopefully there's not a huge amount of units that are here. She is technically on... she's on Desert, and keep in mind with regard to her bonus, 5 combat strength on all units in Plains and Desert. And this is like, that's grassland, and that one single tile right there is the Desert. So, yeah. We're going to do everything that we can to defend that specific tile in particular. Okay. Okay. All right, well, at this stage, we're sitting at turn 40. The war has begun, but I think, was that our scout? Yeah, that was our scout going down, so that's not terrible. So as long as we're able to hold here, so we'll go 1 attack onto this and firing down there. That's only a 1 HP unit, so that's going to be fine. Now our last settlement. So where does the last settlement go? I think you could do something in here, like right there. And then that picks up these 3 resources. I think that's probably it. Alternatively, you could come out here, but especially with the war going on right now, it's probably not a good idea. So let's go drop that one down. So far, we've got a really good nest nest. We've got a great hive of units. And in one turn, we can drop down our Petra. So what is something that we can build with one turn? We can do a slinger. I like to pair slingers with the cav. It just makes sense, right? All right, there's our warrior moving away. So let's go ahead and hit him. And then we'll heal up over here. And we've got another promotion. And now we go into maneuver. All right. Well, as turn 42 begins, so does Petra. Now, initially, I was excited by the prospect of Petra. Not so much anymore. I still think it's got a lot of potential. But at this stage, Petra is... Well, it's not as hot as what it could have been. Where are we putting this Petra down? Where are we putting this bad boy? We've got a lot of good spots that we could put it. So I think this is the tile that we go for right here. Then that way we at least get some adjacency. We do have some good desert tiles that are in here. So it is going to be fine. So let's go ahead and drop that down. I'm going to go ahead and grab... Which tile are we going for? We'll grab that one just to grab all of these. And we want 2 altars. And I think we've done a pretty good job in rounding off that to the north. Do we want to leave this for this city? No, we can't. That one for that city. So we can go up like that. And then down here, we want to come out to the cotton. And then from here, we're moving into the wheel. Straight up into the wheel. We're not going into riding. 15 turns on the wheel. And then for culture, now we're going into our uniques. And we're going straight up the tree. Just like that. We'll come up all the way up to number 3. We've also got our trader. So we can actually trade out to here. This is going to give us quite a bit of value. And from here, we can now continue bolstering up this front line. Of course, we're healing on this guy. This guy's biding his time as well. And our slinger, oh gosh, I tell you what, that's a little bit worrisome. And ladies and gentlemen, we leave it there at turn 42. With the potential for Petra to come in, I think our start has been strong. We've given a little bit more respect to the deity AI this time. We've purchased slingers where we needed to. We've definitely been a little less greedy than what we were in the last game. We've learnt our lessons. But our goal for the next video is going to be about getting this Petra up. So I'm going to leave you guys here. Hopefully you've enjoyed this playthrough. It's been a strong opening. A lot of good settles that have come through. And of course, if you want to play along, I'll leave a link in the description to where you can join the Discord and grab that. So once again, we'll catch you in the next one. Thank you for watching.